So the story starts in Wakanda, where Black Panther is teaching his students about Wakandan technology. But then, a rhino attacks. Black Panther and his students somehow dodge the rhino, and then Black Panther notices that there's a portal where the rhino entered from. He decides to cross the portal, and he is shocked that everything around him was red, and there was another planet that was about to hit Earth. And then some people from that planet come to Black Panther, and the female leader introduces herself as Black Swan and explains incursions to Black Panther, and if they don't do anything about it, both of the planets will collide and they'll be destroyed, and that's why she was here, to destroy this Earth, to save the other. But Black Panther decides to protect his planet, and Black Swan's people attack Black Panther. Black Panther first secures his students and then fights back, but Black Swan accidentally fires, aiming at her own planet, and the planet gets destroyed right in front of their eyes, and the environment around them becomes normal all of a sudden. Then Black Panther summons Illuminati to discuss the matter. Illuminati was a group of superheroes including Tony Stark, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Namor, Reed Richards, and Black Panther. Then after discussing everything that happened, Reed decides to visit Black Swan in the Wakanda prison. He asks her about incursions, and she explains there are a lot of universes in this multiverse, and each universe has one Earth, and all of the Earths maintain balance with each other, but a few time ago, one Earth was destroyed all of a sudden, and that's why the balance between the Earths was disturbed, and that's why all the Earths are colliding with each other, and we call it incursions. And Black Swan warns him that there will be another incursion, and it'll keep happening till your Earth is destroyed. And then Reed tells the whole story to Illuminati. Then Strange and Tony start making plans to stop the incursions. Reed tells them that the weapon that was used to destroy the other planet, he has analyzed it, and if he somehow replicates it, then they might be able to destroy other Earths. But Captain America refuses to kill a single person, and he says that we have another way to stop it, and he shows an Infinity Stone to everyone. Basically, each member of Illuminati has an Infinity Stone which they took after defeating Thanos, and then they decide to reassemble the Infinity Gauntlet and use it to stop incursions. And everyone agrees, and they go to get their Infinity Stones. Meanwhile, Reed goes back to Black Swan to get more information about incursions. But before he gets any information, there was another incursion. All the Illuminatis assemble at the location. There was another planet approaching them. They create the Infinity Gauntlet, and Captain America was chosen to wear it because Captain America was the only one with a brave and honest heart. Then Captain wears the gauntlet and pushes Earth using the power of Infinity Stones, but it takes a lot of power, and then the Infinity Gauntlet blasts and all of the Infinity Stones shatter, excluding the Time Stone, which was gone. And everyone starts panicking because they pushed away the Earth, and now they had nothing to stop the next incursion. Reed again pushes the weapon suggestion, but Captain refuses again that he won't let them do anything like this till he's alive, because they're superheroes and their duty is to protect people, and he won't kill anyone. And then Doctor Strange attacks Captain America, and Captain loses all of his memories of past few hours, and then they enhance the weapon. And then the next incursion starts, but this incursion was blue instead of red. Then Black Swan mentions that it's because of the map makers who are trying to attack Latveria right now, but they had no idea that Latveria has a king named Dr. Victor Von Doom, and Doom defends his kingdom with ease. Meanwhile, all the superheroes, including Black Swan, then Black Swan tells them that map makers are the people who drain the Earth, and that's why there's no life on this Earth. After listening to that, Black Panther takes the weapon and destroys the other Earth, and they succeed in dodging another incursion. But after a while, another incursion was on the way, and this Earth was under Magneto's control, and it was ruled by mutants. But before they decide anything, they notice that Galactus is draining that Earth, and then they leave that planet because they know that Galactus is going to destroy that planet, and hence they survived another incursion. But they realize that they'll have to keep defending their Earth, and at one point they'll have to destroy another planet, which means killing every single person on that planet. But then in the next incursion, they visit the other planet, and that planet had their own superheroes, and then they say that if they work together, they might be able to save both planets from this incursion, but Namor knows that they're just trying to manipulate, and he attacks the other planet's heroes, and they all fight. And one of the heroes, named Sun God, was beating every Illuminati, but then Doctor Strange uses his black powers and absorbs their powers, and Doctor Strange goes out of control, and Tony attacks him and Strange passes out. Then they set their weapon to destroy the Earth, but Black Panther didn't have the courage to pull the trigger. Then Namor picks up the weapon and destroys the planet, and every superhero was shocked, and Black Panther attacks Namor for doing it. But after witnessing this, they decide not to stop the next incursion, and everyone goes back to live their last moments. But the incursion they all were waiting for, it didn't happen because Namor created another team named Cabal, which includes Thanos and Heralds of Galactus, and they had only one mission: destroy every single Earth except this one. There is an 8 months time jump. The story starts in Latveria, where Nama is visiting Doctor Doom, and Nama asks Doctor Doom to join his Cabal to stop all the incursions, but Doctor Doom refuses by saying that he has more important things to do, and then Nama asks for his help again because his group was out of his control. Every member of Cabal was a villain, and they were killing other planets' people just for fun. They tortured other people before destroying their Earth, and they all were doing this just for fun. But now Nama was realizing that he had made a mistake creating a group with supervillains, and that is why he is asking for Doom's help, because at one point his group will turn against him. But Doctor Doom clearly says no by saying the same thing again, that he has other important things to do. After saying that, he leaves the dinner table and asks Namor to leave his castle too. On the other side, Captain America regained his memories, and that is why he turned against the Illuminati for destroying life on other planets, and he ordered S.H.I.E.L.D. to arrest them. That is why all the members of the Illuminati were hiding. The whole Wakanda city was destroyed, and Black Panther left the city for a safer place. Tony Stark made a giant suit to fight against Cabal, but Cabal overpowered him quite easily and trapped him inside a prison. Reed Richards, Hulk, and other members of the Illuminati kept switching places to hide from S.H.I.E.L.D. and Captain America, and in the last 8 months, a new team was formed of superheroes to stop incursions, which included superheroes like Hyperion, Starbrand, Nightmask, Abyss, and Thor, and they found out that there was a species named Black Priests, and they knew something about the incursions. The multiversal team decided to meet them, but right as they arrived there, the Black Priests started attacking them, and then they fought back with the Black Priests, but their attacks were useless against them. Then Thor summoned lightning and attacked with his full power. Then the leader of the Black Priests arrived at the scene. The multiversal team was about to attack the leader, but then he removed his mask, and the leader of the Black Priests was none other than Dr. Stephen Strange. Thor asked Strange why he was there and what was happening. Thor told him about the situation of his fellow Illuminati. Doctor Strange said that he knew their situation, and he was with the Black Priests to find out the truth behind the incursions. And he had done his job precisely, and he knew what the incursions were. He then explained that the reason behind the incursions was because of a war which was going on between Rabom, Alao, and the Ivory Kings, and if they wanted to stop the incursions they would have to defeat one of them, and that is what he was trying to do with the Black Priests, but all his efforts were useless. On the other hand, Captain had found Reed Richards, and there was an ongoing war between them. But Reed Richards and the Illuminati were not alone. Some other superheroes decided to help him, including Captain Britain and Spider-Man, and after a great battle between them, they succeeded in defeating Captain America, his team, and S.H.I.E.L.D. After capturing Captain America, Reed told him that they were not destroying any more planets, and there were no incursions right now because Cabal had been destroying other planets. But that also would not happen because the leader of Cabal had left the group and joined the Illuminati again. And that is why the other Cabal decided to protect other Earths, and they would no longer defend this one. That is why the next and their last incursion was not far away. After capturing Captain America, and with no one chasing him, Reed came back to his Baxter building and continued working on his project. and Valeria, Richards, and other future Foundation members were working on the life raft, but then they saw that the next incursion was here, and this incursion was with Earth 1610, which was Marvel's Ultimate Universe. That meant Marvel Universe versus Marvel Ultimate Universe, and then heroes from both worlds defended their Earth by battling each other. But Reed had another plan because he knew that they would not be able to protect their Earth, and that is why he created the life raft, where he would carry his family and some other superheroes of Earth to protect them. But there was an ongoing battle right outside the Baxter building, where superheroes like Iron Fist and Luke Cage were defending their Earth with the help of Guardians of the Galaxy superheroes. Meanwhile, Cyclops from X-Men figured out that there was a Phoenix egg nearby which was about to hatch, and he took advantage of it and absorbed the power of the Phoenix, and he got his Phoenix Force back. But right when he was about to use the power, Reed Richards teleported him to his life raft, and he teleported some other superheroes to his life raft, including Spider-Man, Thor, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther, to protect them from this incursion, and they left the Earth in his raft. But after leaving the Earth, due to the gravitational force of the incursion, one part of the raft blasted and got separated from the raft, and Reed's family was in that part, but Susan protected that broken part with her powers. But that part got pulled by the gravitational force of the incursion. Reed tried to use his power, but that part was destroyed right in front of his eyes. Reed lost his mind because he built the raft to protect his family and superheroes. Reed lost control, but Captain Marvel and other heroes tried to calm him down, and they pulled him inside the raft. Then they left, but they witnessed the collision between two Earths, and that is how Marvel Universe Earth 616 and Marvel Ultimate Universe Earth 6160 were both destroyed. Our story starts in a different location this time, where we see some recruits were training to lift up Mjolnir, and only the one who is worthy can lift the hammer. But many recruits failed to lift it up, but at last one recruit was about to lift it. But when he touches the hammer, his whole body was struck with lightning and he was able to lift the hammer. Then at a ceremony, an old guy comes and tells him that he is now one of Thor's and asks him to live his life to protect his kingdom just like the rest of Thor's. Then a few distance away in the kingdom of Utopolis, a high-tech ship lands and Alex Powers and his friends come out of the ship. Alex Powers is a Marvel superhero, and he is in a superhero group named Power Pack, and he was invited by the locals because they inspected something weird and suspicious deep into the lake. Alex gets ready to jump into the lake. The locals warn him that after going into the lake, the gravity will feel different and strong. Alex dives, and after a few seconds he realizes that the locals were right about the gravity thing. After going deep, they go to a completely different place, like another world. Alex tells his mates that this place is not natural because there are these huge skeletons and bodies, and they cannot be natural at all. Then they inspect the place for a bit, and they find a life raft out there which Alex was looking for. On the other side, after becoming Thor, the elder guy shows him his kingdom and tells him that this kingdom was created by God, and there are a lot of kingdoms in this world, and each kingdom was ruled by different people. And right now, they are going to a kingdom named Bar Sinister, and it was ruled by a villain, Mr. Sinister. After reaching there, Thor asks Mr. Sinister to come with them because he was a criminal, and they were there to deliver justice. Mr. Sinister gets up from his throne and turns himself in and says that he will not go down without putting up a big show. And then the Thors take him and they leave the kingdom. On the other side, Alex Powers has asked some Thor to come and help him inspect the life raft. After analyzing the raft, they realize that this raft does not belong to this kingdom, and then all of the gates of the raft open all of a sudden. One of the Thors tries to look what is inside, but after taking a look, he is in shock and he asks everyone to run. Then a spear comes and goes right through his head, and then Cabal comes out of the raft. Cabal was the group created by Namor, and they have destroyed dozens of planets. After killing the Thor, Thanos asks a local, which place is this? After hearing the news, some other Thors, including Doctor Strange, reach at the scene, but it was a little too late. And after witnessing, Strange asks Thors to go and find Cabal. Then Doctor Strange faces the life raft, and asks someone to come out, and that he knows that he is in there and he better come out before Strange attacks him. After hearing this, Miles Morales comes out and says that he is not a threat, and he says that I come in peace. Doctor Strange tells him not to worry and asks him why and how he is here. Miles tells that the last thing he remembers is that two Earths collided and destroyed each other, and he does not remember anything else. After hearing Miles, Doctor Strange looks at him strangely and asks how does he remember that, and takes him to the hidden eye of Agamotto. It was a very secret and hidden place created by Doctor Strange. After reaching there, Doctor Strange shows him another life raft and opens the gates of the raft, and Spider-Man and other superheroes come out of the raft. It was the same raft which was created by Reed Richards of Earth 616. Miles and Peter get along pretty well. Then Captain Marvel asks Strange what is going on here, and that the last thing she remembers is that their Earth was destroyed. Then Doctor Strange tells them that it has been a very long time since them. Star-Lord asks him how long has it been, because for him it felt like an hour. Doctor Strange tells him that they were in the raft for 8 years, and all of the Earths are destroyed, and therefore their God has created this new world, and that anyone who is in this world does not remember anything about what happened to their Earths, and they do not remember their life before this world, except the ones who are present in this room right now. Then Reed asks him, who is your God? Strange does not say anything. Reed asks again that who is this God, and Doctor Strange tells him that the God who has created this world is Victor Von Doom. Now next, our story starts from the secret place of Strange, and he tells others about the incursions. He tells them that the incursions were a plan of the Beyonders. After knowing that Doctor Doom made a plan and he was going to destroy the Beyonders, Doctor Strange also wanted to destroy the Beyonders, so he joined Doom. Then they confronted the Beyonders, and Doom defeated them and absorbed all of their powers. And then he created this world using their powers. And this Battleworld was the only surviving planet for humans and superheroes. But then Cyclops became enraged and said that Doom could never be a god, and he would tell him this face to face. But then Strange left by saying that he had a trial to present. Then in Castle Doom we see an ongoing court trial of Mr. Sinister, and every single baron from all of the kingdoms was present in the court, because Mr. Sinister was himself a baron of his kingdom. Doctor Doom created many kingdoms in this new world, and he appointed a baron in each kingdom. And in this trial, Mr. Sinister, who was baron of his kingdom, was accused of smuggling by another baron of High Avalon, who was Captain Britain. Then Doctor Strange started reading the accusations against Mr. Sinister. Doctor Strange was the right hand and the sheriff of this world, but Mr. Sinister refused all the accusations, saying that it was fake and he had done nothing like this. But then Strange said that he was lying because Captain Britain had caught him in the act. But then Mr. Sinister started insulting Captain Britain, and after seeing this, Captain Britain's brother became enraged. After successfully provoking them, Mr. Sinister asked his brother for a duel and said that if he defeated him, he would accept all charges on himself. Then they both fought. Brian attacked him and removed his head from his body in one strike. Then he started celebrating, but Mr. Sinister stood up and kicked Brian to the ground. Sinister attached his head back again and went for the kill, but Doom stopped him. Doom said that he was the god of this world, and he had news that the people of High Avalon considered Captain Britain as a god. The captain said that it was a lie, but Doom said that his information was 100% right, and that Captain Britain should have known what was going on, and Doom decided to execute them publicly. But Sue Storm stopped him by saying mercy, and Doom changed his decision and pointed Brian as the Baron of High Avalon, while Captain Britain was sentenced to the Shield. The Thors took Captain Britain to the Shield. Then the Thors took the captain to a huge ass wall which was 250 feet tall and 16,000 miles long, and it was named the Shield. And this wall protected people from the entities which lived on the other side. And Captain Britain was sentenced to go to the other side of the shield. Captain Britain jumped to the other side of the wall where he heard something and saw Venom in front of him, who charged at the captain. The captain stopped Venom, but then he saw Marvel zombies Dr. Doom kept everything that could harm his world on the other side of the wall, including zombies, venoms, annihilation waves, and Ultron robots. On the other hand, in Castle Doom, Sue Storm was standing on a tower watching her kids play with Galactus. Dr. Doom came to her and asked what was wrong. Sue told him that she was missing her brother Johnny. Doom told her not to worry, she could see him whenever she wanted. He was right up there. Sue looked up to the sun, which was Johnny Storm. He had actually committed a crime, and Doom turned him into the sun, and now he was there for eternity. But then Sue asked him to show his soft side to the kingdom. But Doom told her that there were some things in this world which he could not do, and one of them was healing his own face. Sue Storm takes off his mask, and then we see Dr. Doom's ugly ass face. Now next, so the Thors have found out Cabal and they started fighting. But Cabal had another member who called himself the Maker. He was an alternate version of Reed Richards. Cabal overpowered Thors quite easily, but one of the Thors informed Dr. Doom, and then Thor showed him what was going on. Valeria told Doom that these people are stronger than Thors, and they will defeat them in no time because they have different energy variations which were not from this world. They belong to a different world. But then Doctor Strange, alongside the superheroes who survived in the raft, reaches there. Doom was shocked to see Reed Richards alive. In the battlefield, after getting help from superheroes and Doctor Strange, Thors took control of the battlefield. They were overpowering the Cabal, but then Doom enters the battlefield. Doom confronts Reed. He says that he tried to find Reed in every possible place. Then, Reed tells him that he was in a raft which he created by himself to protect his family and friends from the incursions. But Thanos interrupts and says that he was waiting for Doom to arrive at the battlefield and he is there to kill Doom. Doom then attacks and everyone scatters and gets injured with the blast radius. But then Cyclops, who is immensely powerful right now after absorbing Phoenix Force, he attacks Dr. Doom with all power. Doom's armor gets melted, and then Cyclops tells him that you are not a god, and there can only be one god in this world, and that is me. But then Doom suddenly attacks Cyclops and catches him off guard, and then Doom snaps his neck with one bare hand and kills him in a moment. But Doctor Strange realizes that Doom will kill other Illuminati members and his old friends, hence he teleports everyone on the battlefield to different places, including all the members of Cabal. But Doom does not like this act of Stephen Strange. He asks Strange where he sent them. He tells him that he knows his nature. If any of the heroes disagrees with Doom playing God or does not accept him as God, he will kill them instantly. And those all have an old relationship with Strange, and he cannot let that happen. Doom asks Strange to call everyone back, but Strange refuses by saying that he will not do that. He saved the Earth alongside those superheroes, and he cannot let them get killed like this. But then Doom reaches towards Strange and tells him that they have saved the world together too, and then Dr. Doom kills Doctor Strange without hesitation. After killing Strange, Dr. Doom goes back to his castle and organizes a funeral for him. All Thors and other barons were present at Strange's funeral. Franklin flies to the statue of Strange and promises to him that whoever has killed you, Stephen Strange, when I find him, I will kill him and I will shred his body into little pieces. Because everyone thought that those mysterious people who appeared on the battlefield alongside Strange were the ones who killed him, and now the people from all kingdoms, they all wanted revenge on them, including Reed's real family, but none of them knew that the person who killed Stephen Strange was none other than Dr. Doom himself. After the funeral, Dr. Doom stays near the statue of Doctor Strange where he finds out Valeria. She asks Doom how all the people disappeared from that place. Doom changes the topic by saying that he will avenge his friend Doctor Strange. Valeria tells him that she has an idea to catch those people. She says that Cabal was the one who killed Strange and she wants to find them. Doom allows her to find them. After Valeria leaves the place, Dr. Doom enters a hidden place through a secret door which was under Strange's statue. He meets a person in that place who calls himself the Molecule Man. That man asks Doom if he brought anything to eat for him. Doom says that he has nothing for him. Then we see the backstory of Doom and Molecule Man. In the past, Molecule Man was the one who approached Dr. Doom first, and he tells Doom that the Beyonders are going to destroy the multiverse. And that is why they created Molecule Man, and they sent one Molecule Man to each Earth. According to the Beyonders' plan, when the time comes, all the Molecule Men will destroy themselves alongside the Earth they are in, and Beyonders just wanted to see what would happen if they destroyed all the Earths at one time. But Molecule Man has a brain, and he knew Beyonders' plan, so he joined and told Dr. Doom his plan, and they both tried to stop Beyonders. So Molecule Man changes his name to Robo-Mal-El and creates a team with Black Swans, and their task was to stop Molecule Man of each Earth before the destruction. But they failed to do this with one Earth, and that Earth was destroyed alongside the Molecule Man, and that was the reason which caused incursions. Beyonders were unhappy because they wanted to destroy all Earths at one time. Dr. Doom realizes that now he cannot stop incursions. He decides to face Beyonders, where they meet Doctor Strange, who agrees to help them with their plan. Then they defeat Beyond. Doom asks Strange to absorb their powers. Strange refuses by saying that the power is too much for him to handle. Then Dr. Doom absorbs all the powers himself and creates Battleworld using the power. Then he wipes the memories of all people in the Battleworld, and he becomes the god. Now back to present, where Dr. Doom tells Molecule Man that he has killed Doctor Strange. But Molecule Man was not surprised, and he says that he can clearly see the guilt on Doom's face. After that, Doom leaves that place. On the other side, where Valeria and her future Foundation team are working on a plan to trace the energy variations of the people who killed Strange, and she says she will trace Doctor Strange's energy signatures because right before he died, he used his power to teleport those people. But she was confused why Strange would teleport them, and if he transported them, then who killed him because there was no one there to kill him. Then we see all the heroes who were teleported to different places. Jane Foster was in Thor's kingdom, Captain Marvel was in Bar Sinister, Black Panther and Namor were together, but Thanos was the only one who was teleported to the other side of S.H.I.E.L.D. After 3 weeks, we see that Valeria has caught 2 members of Cabal, but she doesn't know anything about them. But then Black Swan appears there, who surrendered to Doom a couple of weeks ago. She tells them that these are with Thanos, and they both are couples. But then Susan interrupts by saying that she doesn't believe Black Swan and she could be lying just to distract us from Strange's death. But then Doom says that he trusts Black Swan and asks Susan not to worry about anything. After that, Doom asks Black Swan about the location of others. Black Swan tells Doom that she has no clue of their location. But one thing is for sure, wherever they are planning to attack Doom and trying to take over the Battleworld. Doom asks Valeria to hurry up and find them as soon as possible. But Valeria and future Foundation members are starting to doubt Doom. They think that something is wrong and Doom is trying to hide it. Valeria contacts Alex and asks him about the power source of Doom. Alex tells her that the source of Doom's power is right under his castle, where she's standing right now. On the other side, Reed Richards and the Maker both were teleported at the same location, and they both are working together right now to defeat Dr. Doom. The Maker was actually the evil version of Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe. Then he shows Reed that some people of Battleworld are turning against Dr. Doom, and the one who's leading them calls himself the Prophet. He says that we can enter Doom's castle and kill Doom during this chaos. But Reed tells him that he doesn't want to kill anyone. But then the Maker takes off his mask and tells Reed that, "I'm a lot more powerful than you because I don't let my emotions control me." Then Reed tells him that you should care about other people's feelings too. Then the Maker shows Reed how Dr. Doom has taken over Reed's place, and he's with Reed's family now. Reed controls his anger and continues the plan. They traced Doom's power source and sent Peter and Miles there. Miles and Peter were both wandering around Strange's statue to find the entrance. But then Valeria appears there and tells them that it's beneath Strange's statue. Peter tries to talk to Valeria, but Valeria says that she has no fucking clue who he is. Then Peter realizes that Doom has erased her memories. Peter then asks Valeria to come with them. Valeria refuses and leaves, but before leaving she asks Peter about the death of Doctor Strange. Peter refuses by saying that we didn't kill him. Valeria now has even more doubt about her father, and then she leaves. Peter and Miles enter through the secret door. Peter sees Molecule Man and immediately recognizes him and asks him what he's doing down there. Molecule Man asks them if they brought anything for him to eat. Miles then searches for something in his suit and then pulls out a burger. Molecule Man gets excited and snatches the burger from Miles' hand. Peter asks Miles how long it's been since he had that burger in his suit. Miles tells him that it's been 8 years. Then both of them look at Molecule Man, who's eating the burger and having the time of his life. After finishing the burger, Molecule Man tells them that he'll help them out. Peter then asks him about the power source of Dr. Doom. Molecule Man tells them that they're looking at Doom's power source right now. In the castle, Dr. Doom summons all barons and asks for their advice on the Prophet situation. Then we see Namor and Black Panther, who were teleported together. Doctor Strange gave the Time Stone amulet to Black Panther before he died. They use the amulet to enter the hidden Isle of Agamotto, where they see an avatar of Doctor Strange who greets them. He tells them that he has left 2 things for them which will help them against Dr. Doom. First magical thing was for Namor, which was called the Siege Arsenal. It was more like a teleportation device, but also a weapon inventory. But when Black Panther opened the box, he was shocked at what Strange left for him. Namor asks him what it is. Then Black Panther tells him that it is the Infinity Gauntlet with all stones. In Doom's castle, Franklin asks Susan to tell him a bedtime story before sleeping. Susan then tells him his favorite bedtime story, which was about the group named Fantastic Four. The whole story was similar to the origin of Fantastic Four, except there was one major change, which was that, instead of Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic, it was Susan's dad, Mr. Franklin. They saved the world many times, but one day when they were fighting, one of the villains killed her father. They also were going to die, but then Dr. Doom came and saved them. Susan then fell in love with Doom, and they both lived together since then. And none of that actually happened because Doom erased and replaced their memories. Franklin then asks about Johnny and Ben. Susan tells him that God Doom turned Johnny Uncle into a sun to shine on this world, but she'll tell him about Uncle Ben once he grows up, because only then he'll understand the story of Uncle Ben. On the other side, we see that Thanos is sitting with Ben, and he says that I have a story for you, and then he tells him about his life before the Battleworld. Ben believes Thanos and asks if this is all an illusion. Thanos says no, it's not an illusion. It is real, but it should not have been in this way. Ben gets enraged and gets up from the place where he had been for 8 years, and along with Ben, the shield starts to crumble. Ben Grimm was the colossal wall that was protecting Doom's kingdom, and now it's gone. Now next, the Prophet was making an army to fight against Doom. He was turning people from Doom's kingdom against him by gaslighting them. He even reveals his identity to them just to gain their trust. He tells them that I'm Maximus. Maximus is a member of Cabal and younger brother of Black Bolt. After giving a speech, he attacks with his army on Doom's kingdom. Doom has appointed Mr. Sinister and Goblin Queen's army to deal with it. Doom was watching everything from his castle when Black Swan approaches him and asks if she can join the battlefield to help them out. Doom says no because there's no need for now. On the battlefield, we see that Captain Marvel is with Mr. Sinister, and Mr. Sinister has turned against Doom's army. He orders his army to attack goblins. He, alongside with Captain Marvel, defeats Goblin Queen, and they were going to attack Doom's castle. But before they could do that, Doom's second army, which was led by Apocalypse, they reached the battlefield and attacked Mr. Sinister. After a few moments, Thors join the battlefield, but instead of fighting Mr. Sinister, they also start killing Apocalypse's army. In the castle, everyone was confused about what's going on. Susan asks Doom when he tells her that he's betrayed again. Then we see a little flashback of Thor's kingdom where Jane Foster, aka Lady Thor, tells all the Thors about their reality. Some of them believe her, and some of them refuse to betray Doom, which divides them into two parts. Both of them fight, but Jane Foster's army wins, and then they join Captain Marvel on the battlefield. They were about to overpower Apocalypse, but luck wasn't on their side, because a full battleship of Hulks, led by Maestro, reaches there, and they help Apocalypse's army in battle. On the other side, we see that the Maker and Reed Richards are getting ready to join the fight. They ask Star-Lord to get ready, and Reed asks him if he'll be able to land it perfectly. Star-Lord says that it won't be a problem. Maker asks Reed to continue his secret plan. Reed then talks to Black Panther through microphone. When we see that Black Panther has also made an army to fight with Doom. On the battlefield, Peter and Miles were also present now, and it was a chaotic fight breaking down. Star-Lord's ship was attacked by a Hulk, and it crashed a few distance away from Doom's castle. Then we see that Maestro wasn't trying to help Doom. He was just clearing his way to Doom's castle to kill Dr. Doom so he can be the god of the Battleworld. But then his ships start shaking. He turns and looks and sees that Ben Grimm was right behind him. Ben destroys his ship with his hands and kills Maestro in a second. After destroying the ship, when Ben looks up, he sees that Franklin is right in front of him with Galactus. Then we see that Maker and Reed are gone towards Doom's castle, and Star-Lord is repairing the ship. But then Black Swan reaches there and threatens Star-Lord. Star-Lord puts a toothpick between his mouth and asks her to get the fuck back from where she came from. Star-Lord tries to reach his gun, but Black Swan attacks him. Star-Lord gets up, he finds the toothpick and puts it between his teeth again and gives Black Swan a last chance to surrender, but Black Swan says that he's just going insane. Star-Lord tells her that, remember, I gave you a chance. After that, he breaks the toothpick and puts it in Doom's throne, which was made out of a tree. The throne starts shaking. Black Swan gets nervous. The throne slowly stands and breaks the castle and screams,
I am Groot.
Ben Grimm was fighting Galactus and Franklin with everything. They were going head to head and no one was backing down. But after a few minutes, Ben realizes that Franklin is Susan's kid. After knowing that Ben stops himself from further attack, but Franklin doesn't know that Ben is the Thing. Franklin attacks Ben and destroys his full body. Franklin turns back and sees that the castle was getting destroyed by Groot. But Doom was concerned that if Ben Grimm is there, that means the shield is gone and the creatures behind the shield have already entered into the kingdom. Doom goes straight to the shield and sees that Thanos is entering in his kingdom with annihilation waves. After Doom leaves the castle, Valeria asks Susan to come with her and she has something to show her. On the other side, Doom stops Thanos from further destruction and asks Thanos to stop all this and join me and I'll make you Baron of a kingdom. But Thanos insults Doom by saying that he's weak and he's just a pretender, he's not a real god, and Doom should bow in front of Thanos. Doom puts his hand in Thanos and pulls out his whole skeleton alongside his skull. After defeating Thanos, Doom asks the Annihilation Wave that if they want to live, they should fight for Doom. After that, Annihilation Horde starts attacking Thor's and other superheroes, but then Black Panther and Namor enter through the siege, courageous, and they were not alone because they had a full army of Marvel zombies entering through the portal. Dr. Doom asks Black Panther and Namor to stop this and join Doom, and he'll return them their kingdoms. They both refuse and Black Panther attacks Doom with Infinity Gauntlet and turns him into an ice statue. Namor throws his spear at Doom and Doom's body breaks down into pieces. Namor asks Panther that it can't be that easy. Black Panther agrees with him, and then the pieces start to reassemble themselves and Doom gets up once again and attacks Black Panther. Black Panther defends himself with Infinity Gauntlet and one of the stones breaks down. On the other side, Valeria takes Susan to Stranger's statue to show him Doom's reality, where they meet Reed Richards accidentally. Susan says that she knows Reed. He was the one who killed Doctor Strange. Valeria stops her that he's not the one who killed Doctor Strange. Reed tells her that it was Doom who killed him. She asks, "You mean God, Doom?" Richard replies, "I mean Victor." After that, Maker and Reed enter into the room. Molecule Man asks Reed that if he brought anything for him to eat. Reed says that I have nothing for you to eat, but then Maker pulls out a device and traps Reed inside a bubble. Reed tries to get out, but he starts changing his shape into a monkey. He tells Reed that you become what you eat. He tells Reed that this bubble evolves people into their primal form. Molecule Man gets annoyed by Maker's betrayal, and he slices him into pieces and takes Reed out of the bubble and tells him to hurry up because he'll be here any minute now. On the other side, Doom and Black Panther were still fighting, and the Infinity Gauntlet was also in bad shape. Doom kicks exhausted Panther to the ground. Black Panther starts laughing, which confuses Doom for a second, but then he finally realizes that this all was just a distraction, and then he teleports from there. Doom goes straight to the Molecule Man, where he finds Valeria and Susan guarding Stranger's statue. Susan asks Doom if all of this is true. Doom gets embarrassed and promises her that he'll explain everything to her once it's over. After that, Doom enters the room where he finds Reed Richards. He says that you always interfere in my life, and this time you did the same thing. I saved millions. I even protected your family, and you're trying to destroy everything I created. And now it is time to end Reed Richards once for all. Doom snaps his finger, but nothing happens. He tries again, but then again nothing happens. He looks at Molecule Man, and Molecule Man asks him, "Did you bring me something to eat, Victor?" Doom says, "No." Molecule Man replies that then this makes you both equal. Reed attacks Doom and wraps Doom with his arms and legs. Reed tells him that the first thing you did after becoming God was that you replaced me. You took my place. You erased my existence and stole my family. Doom tells him that I saved everyone. Reed tells him that even after having godlike powers, you only think about yourself. And if I was at your place, I would have done everything 1,000,000 times better. Reed repeats himself multiple times. Doom says that I know that you would have created a better reality than this. Molecule Man, who was witnessing everything, says that all right then, if both of you agree on the same thing. Doom tries to stop him, but everything destroys with a huge blast, and the whole Battleworld gets destroyed. But then we see that Black Panther is in Wakanda again, where we saw him at the very beginning. He was teaching his students. It was a whole new reality. It was a whole new Earth, which was named the Prime Earth. And it's been 8 months since its creation. We see that Valeria and Susan were both talking somewhere. Susan was still confused about everything that happened. Valeria started explaining to her that Molecule Man was too powerful, and Doom used his powers to create Battleworld. But after Reed entered the chat, Molecule Man realized that Doom was wrong. That's why he stole his power from Doom and gave it to Reed. And now we're making everything right with Franklin's power, because he has ideas to create everything. Susan asks her, "You mean he can create worlds?" Valeria tells her in excitement that no mum, not worlds, universes. Franklin can create universes with just his hands, and then Reed uses his powers to change that world into a reality, and then he attaches Molecule Man's part to that universe that stabilizes the universe. And getting separated multiple times, Molecule Man also started feeling less hungry. And it was just the beginning, because they are going to create infinite universes. After that, Valeria visits those universes with her future Foundation team. After that, Franklin asks Reed that if they're superheroes. Reed tells him that we are not superheroes, at least not for a while. On Prime Earth, Molecule Man goes to Miles Morales and thanks him for the burger. And as a thanks, he gave Miles his family back, which he lost. And in the end, we see that Doom is in Latveria, in his castle, with his healed face, and he's enjoying life in this new world created by Reed Richards. Well, this is it for this video. And also, as you guys know, that there are a lot of heroes returning in Avengers Doomsday, and almost each character has its separate storyline and movies, and there is too much content to follow. So I am going to start a series where I am going to explain all the movies in order before Avengers Doomsday. And if you haven't watched all of the movies which are important or connected to Avengers Doomsday, don't worry, I will do it for you. So if you want to be a part of it, then join the channel and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.